So I am going live tonight to talk about the results of the Arbonne 30 Days of Healthy Living. And then I'm going to invite some of my closest family and friends to give a few testimonials on their experiences. So if you haven't been paying attention to my posts, Arbonne is a health and wellness company that I'm involved with. I'm an independent consultant for them. I'm super excited about it. It's a new business venture for me. And I recently completed, actually yesterday was the last day of their 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And I'll just tell you what that is really quickly. It is 30 days to reset and detox, to give your body a fresh start, eliminate some toxins and possible allergens with the help of some supplements from Arbonne. So that includes 2 bags of vegan protein, a fiber supplement, a probiotic, prebiotic, and enzyme supplement. What else? Let's see, 2 boxes of Fizz Sticks, which are a green tea energy supplement, detox tea, which is one of my favorite products, and then also a body cleanse that tastes like Chick-fil-A lemonade. So that's awesome. I am first going to bring on a good friend of mine, Nan. Nan and I did AmeriCorps up in DC 10 years ago and have been friends ever since. So I'm going to bring her on now to talk to us. Give it just a second. Nan, are you there?
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for joining me.
I've never done this before. This is exciting.
I know. It's pretty cool.
Hi, Davia.
I know. There's lots of fun people joining. It's
Hi,
so
Taylor.
great.
Kim.
Okay. So, Nan, you heard about the 30 Days to Healthy Living from my sponsor, Taylor, and
Yes.
You were like, what is this? And you asked a million questions. Why did you end up choosing to do it? Like, what made you finally decide to pull the trigger?
Right. I went back and forth a lot about it. And just like kept hesitating. And I think actually a big part of it was Josh, my husband. I was just talking to him about like the expenses that go along with it and stuff like that. And he was like, but this is your health. Like, this is something for you. Like, if you want to do it, you should really do it. And I think that I almost felt like I needed permission as a mom of a 4-month-old and a 2 and 3 months. I don't know how you say it when they get to that age, because when you say 27 months, you make people do math. But I was kind of getting spread a little thin, and oh, I'm breastfeeding, I'll eat these cookies. Oh, I'm tired, I'll eat this donut. And I was just kind of ready for the excuses to kind of stop and to really reset. And I think that the type of person I am, like, I'm not going to run unless I'm training for a half marathon. I'm not going to reset and eat healthy unless I'm in some type of challenge or program or something with a lot of structure. Yeah. So I knew I needed this type of program to really do something that I'd been wanting to do for years, probably.
That's amazing. So you chose Arbonne and you did it for 30 days. And now how do you feel today, right now?
Right. And I think just back to the first question too, why I chose Arbonne is realizing that you could do a cleanse type of thing, but with food and with yummy stuff was huge for me. I knew I like chewing and
no
swallowing.
Counting calories.
Right. I like chewing and swallowing and eating food way too much to have drank my way through 30 days.
Oh,
so
there's Jen. Hi, Jen.
I just wanted to add, hi, Jen. I just wanted to add that piece to it. Yeah. What was the next question?
How do you feel right now, today, when you woke up this morning?
I feel awesome. I feel completely different. It's it's hard to even describe. It's not just oh, I lost this weight, or oh, I can fit these pants now. It's just overall mental clarity, energy, just feeling I'm fueling my body instead of just filling it at random.
I love that, fueling it instead of filling it.
And it's just made a huge difference. I actually had my first coffee this morning in 30 days. to try and see like, all right, is coffee something that I can reintegrate? And by this afternoon, I had the worst caffeine crash. I was so cranky. I was being mean to everybody. So I had to drink a fizz stick
to recover.
Just to recover. So I was like, wait, this whole 30 days, I've never really had this like irritability and like really like low patience. Terry! That's my mama. And my whole family's on here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I had to like have one of the energy fizz sticks this afternoon to recover because I felt a total crash. So other than that, I'm feeling really good.
Good. I'm glad. Do you have results that you feel comfortable sharing with everyone?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I've had 2 babies in the past 2 years. So definitely for anyone who's been through that experience, you kind of sacrifice your body for a while between the pregnancies and postpartum and everything. I, in terms of weight, over the past 30 days, lost 14 pounds. That was like not even in my realm of anything that I thought was going to happen.
Nope.
But I think it also just showed me how much extra stuff I was carrying around. And it wasn't just like from having a baby, because I don't think anyone should ever feel bad. I think postpartum bodies are beautiful, all that good stuff. But I think it was more so just knowing that I was just carrying around a lot of physical weight that I didn't need.
Do you want to answer your sister's question?
Oh, what advice do you guys have for people that come home from work at 7:30 at night and have no intention of cooking? My sister lives in New York City, so there's lots of takeout. So that was like a really important question. I don't know, Sarah, if you have extra insight, but I was like, you can get tons of really, really healthy, yummy frozen stuff. A lot of restaurants and takeout places accommodate gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, because the world we live in, like a lot of people are moving in that direction. So that was kind of my thoughts, but I don't know if you had anything additional, Sarah.
Yeah, I also think like, well, I used to live in New York City and there's something on every corner that's like full of gluten and full of sugar. But we have successfully eaten out at Chipotle, at Cava, at Zoe's Kitchen. So there's even little like eateries that aren't like a fancy place to grab takeout from that is affordable, and you can totally do it. Cava and Zoe's Kitchen actually have it listed like what is gluten-free, what is soy-free, all that stuff.
I went to P.F. Chang's. Hi, Terry. I went to P.F. Chang's to have dinner with my girlfriend Kim, who's on here, during the cleanse, and they have P.F. Chang's as a gluten-free menu. No idea.
That's awesome. Yeah. The other thing about the 30 days to healthy living is if you don't want to cook at night, you can make a yummy smoothie, or you can have a chai shake or
both my
like
sisters
that. Your family loves Cava.
Cava is, I don't even know what Cava is.
What? It's like Mediterranean Chipotle. It's so good.
All right, sisters, you're gonna have to fill me in via text.
You'll need to bring me in a Cava bowl.
Yeah, I'll try to keep paying attention to the question too. But in terms of results, 14 pounds, which literally blew my mind. I weigh less now than I did before I had my first daughter.
Me too.
It's crazy. I literally never ever thought I could get here, and I planned to work out during this, and I didn't.
Right.
So the fact that I could get there without adding in the exercise, which I plan to eventually integrate when it gets a little warmer out. But anyways, and then overall I lost 10.5 inches, like through, I think they had us measure like bicep, chest, waist, hips, and thigh.
Amazing.
So yeah, yesterday I texted Sarah a picture because I was going to the mall to return this pair of pants I bought when I was pregnant with my now 4-month-old son. And I was like, wait a second, I just did a 30-day cleanse. I should try these on. And they fit, and I love them. And that was really exciting. It was a good feeling. It's very like, I think it's hard with these things, especially this program. It's not about like the numbers and the weight, because it's really about a lifestyle change. But there's something about seeing those results that you can really like quantify that it's just really like, it motivates you to continue doing what you're doing. Oh, how is your milk supply while you're doing this? Oh, yes,
not a personal question at all.
That's a great question. That's my friend Katie. So she has a little one at home too. And I actually have a few girlfriends who've reached out to me wondering about this, who are breastfeeding. I would say my supply didn't change at all. I didn't do the detox tea just because I had like reached out to a few Arbonne consultants who had done it while breastfeeding, and they had said that it can reduce your supply. So I just like opted out of the detox tea, and then the Chick-fil-A lemonade tasting week-long body cleanse. I didn't do that either, just kind of because I felt like it wasn't necessary. So I'm just going to hold on to those products. And when I'm done breastfeeding, I'm going to do this 30-day challenge all over again. But Jane, hi. Oh, this couch is on. Oh, this is so fun. We'll just stay on here all night.
You're just going to get on live forever.
But yeah, for anyone breastfeeding, I think it's just like sort of gauge yourself and gauge your baby. At first I called Sarah and thought that it was causing him to not sleep at night and have all this gas. But then I realized my body was adjusting and his body was adjusting, and he already had reflux and gas and all these really challenging things. So after like 7 days, everything kind of, well, he's still our high maintenance baby, but I realized that's just how he is. So yeah.
Did you have any other results that you wanted to share?
I think just that like sustained energy felt really nice, to not like have that crash, and just to feel a greater sense of like patience and like mental clarity with especially 2 little ones. But yeah, in terms of like the weight loss was 14 pounds, and then overall inches was 10.5. So I think one of the more significant, I have a little thing here. So my waist went from 33 to 29.5, which I didn't even know my waist had gotten to 33, but it was, again, good to just be aware of my body. And yeah, those numbers were it was just very like gratifying to know like I put in this work, although during it didn't really feel like work, because to me, it felt somewhat foolproof. Like, I kind of felt like if I can do this, anyone can do it. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah. What would you say was your biggest takeaway from the whole thing, the 30 days?
Honestly, I think, oh gosh, so many things, but I'm going to try to stick with one. I really like to talk, if you guys can't tell.
You can share too.
I'd say that good food can be like really yummy. Like, I'm like a huge fan of pizza and pasta and donuts and cookies and all these things, especially while breastfeeding. Like, I was just like craving those things and then eating them, because I'm like, whatever, I'm like keeping a human alive, I'm gonna eat when I want, which is fine. But I think realizing that food, like, I would look forward to my lunch that consisted of like steamed vegetables, brown rice, and like grilled chicken. And I would feel so much better after that than when I had like a giant meatball sub with provolone cheese from the local deli. So I think a huge takeaway was like really good, clean eating can actually be like really yummy. And I even had a smoothie for dinner tonight because I didn't know what else to do.
Me too.
So with this program, awesome. You have like a smoothie for 2 meals a day. So Sarah and I have been doing a smoothie for breakfast and a smoothie for dinner, and like a lunch midday, which also just felt good that I wasn't like eating a huge meal right before going to bed. And yeah, I'm going to continue with definitely the morning smoothies and some of the dinner ones, just because they're so delicious.
That's awesome. What would you say?
You're drinking the tea.
I was, my product placement. It's so good. I put another tea bag with it. The Sleepy Time tea from Trader Joe's mixed with it is so good. There have been lots of people that have reached out to both of us, like, what is Arbonne? What is the 30-day cleanse? What are you talking about? Can you stop talking about that? Like, you know, all these different people.
I'd prefer pictures of Lily being crazy.
Yeah. Right. But there have been a lot of people who are like, I'm just not sure. Let me think about it. Let me get back to you. What would you say to somebody who's like, I think I want to do this, like someone who hasn't decided yet?
Right. I think one thing, it can feel really intimidating. I think anything healthy just feels intimidating. I don't know. It's just like, I'm going to be meal prepping for hours and I'm going to have to like measure all these things and do all these things. And I'm not going to lie, the Sunday before this started, I felt very unprepared and was like panicking.
Yeah, you were like, I got to go to the grocery. I don't know what to buy.
I think I probably texted you like a few dozen times, but it really was simple. Like, there was a point where I was like, I think because my 4-month-old stopped sleeping altogether. My 2-year-old was like going through the terrible twos. I have firefighters who were like losing it. The only thing that kept me losing it was that I was on this cleanse and that, or this, sort of detox reboot, and that it was simple. Like I could drink my dinner smoothie while that was.
Oh, we're losing you a little bit.
Oh, hold on. Let me go to the living room because I have like bad service in my bedroom. Josh is just gonna. He can just deal with
Jennifer.
Me.
Jennifer just
Talking.
joined. Hi, Sarah.
Talking to my phone. Is it getting any better?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I would just emphasize to anyone who was skeptical that, or just kind of on the fence, that it really is, there's my vacuum, that it really is simple. And that, being able to drink my dinner smoothie while giving my daughter a bath instead of shoveling like a full microwave plate of food in my mouth at 9:30 at night between babies, it just it simplified my life. And I would make like one meal on a Sunday and I'd have that for lunch Monday to Friday. And I started craving snacks like cashews instead of snacks like Reese's peanut butter cups, although I miss you. But although I did make my own peanut butter cups with protein powder, which are quite delicious.
They are delicious. I do them too.
Yeah. But yeah, I would just say, it's like you're taking a risk in a way, but not really. But it's for you and for your health. And if I can do it, because I like cook and stuff, but I'm not like some health nut, and I'm not someone who has like a crock pot meal on every day. If I can do it, you can do it, because I like to keep things pretty simple around here. And then like Sarah, I'm also a consultant for them now, just because I became so hooked. I think after the first week, I was like, Sarah, this protein powder and these fizz sticks, like we're just listing off all the products that we're, even like the night cream I got is my free gift. I'm like obsessed with it. So I'm already starting to buy more of like the skin products, but yeah, I'm like fully bought in, and it doesn't feel like anyone had to convince me, because it's like my body showed me.
Yeah.
And that's all I really need.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Your story is so
Thank you.
inspiring. I think lots of moms are like, I can't do this. I have to make dinner and do all these other things. And I just think Arbonne fits into the nooks and crannies of your life in a way that makes things easier. So
yeah, absolutely. I was able to focus on like my kids' dinner and not making mine at the same time.
For sure.
And then, for the moms out there, you can do it, because
you
did it, and it was amazing. And
well,
thanks for everyone that joined. That's really exciting.
All right.
And
I'll
thanks,
talk to you
Sarah,
soon.
for inviting me. All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.